I'm sleeping on the couch tonight. Go ahead before you forget.
You sound like that was really
No,
interesting.
it's okay. I'm going to remember.
Oh, no. It's been too long.
This is so exciting. The TikTok tea we're going into.
Mom, you were so hot. Oh, I guess they wouldn't say that.
Yeah, I don't know if I would want my kids being like, you're so hot, Mom. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to
Episode 29 of
Sweet and Sour. I'm the sweet one. She's the sour one, but I know you guys already know that.
I'm too sleepy to argue with her, so I'll take it.
You're not allowed to show up to the podcast sleepy. I'm going to fire you. And
Do
then
it.
hire you again.
So, can I ask, what's this I hear about you taking a break from the internet?
Where did you hear?
Oh, on the topic list. It's like the first
Oh, I
line.
literally tweeted it. I was like,
Oh, you did tweet it?
yeah. Okay, so I've just been feeling a little burnt out, a little uninspired, one could say.
Mm-hmm.
And in the past, I would actually disappear for a month every 2 years. I don't know if you recall.
I do.
Right?
Yes, you do.
But it's been almost 3 years since I've done a break like that. And I think it's because the last couple of years I've started streaming less. And so in my mind, I thought, oh, well, I'm not streaming as much. I don't need such a big break. And I also, I kind of fall victim to the idea that because we're in such privileged positions and we get to travel for work and do all this fun stuff, that the travel is a break in and of itself or a vacation in and of itself. But really, like, I really just travel to collab and film and do stuff. And so I think I didn't realize how much I was feeling burnt out.
Mm-hmm.
And I know my April's going to be a little bit kooky beans. So I decided to just take a few days off in preparation
For April.
for what's to come. And also because a lot of the things that I'm working on are a little more BTS, like planning things and planning travels and planning
Gonna take a
things I'm
wild
going to
guess.
invite you to
Wait.
and that you have to say yes to.
Can I take a wild guess? Sometime this year, you're going to go to Paris. Holy shit.
Girl, that's not even a guess. That might as well be confirmed now.
Oh
but
my
there will be more.
God.
There will be more. And so, yeah, just I need to get
You
inspired.
just want to disconnect.
I need to disconnect. And you know what I've learned the most from this little disconnection? I'm only 2 days in, but I'm already realizing what is most impactful for me to disconnect from. And for me personally, that has been definitely Twitter and definitely TikTok
Honestly.
and kind of streaming. They're all things that are so stimulating. And streaming is the one that's most fulfilling to me. At least a lot of the time when I stream afterwards, I'm like, yippee! And I had a lot of fun and I engaged with people and yada yada. But Twitter and TikTok, I feel like they just like have this hold on my brain when I'm on them. And they're the two platforms that are the most likely to cause some sense of anxiety, or the way that I can best describe it is sometimes it feels like they're pulling me further away from who I am. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like they make me less myself when I'm on them too much.
If I'm on Twitter or I don't go on TikTok, but I feel the same way with Insta Reels sometimes. Like I'm on too much. It's like legit. The term brain rot starts to make sense.
Oh, yeah.
Michael-
You feel it.
Michael told me I'd rather you play video games than like spend that time
Yes.
browsing reels. Like he doesn't like it when I just browse reels. And I'm like,
Aw.
you're afraid it's gonna rot my brain. He's like, yeah, it's a little rotted already. We'd like to prevent further damage. And I'm like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I've also really liked the sometimes, you know, when we go outside, when we touch grass,
Yes, I went to the park
we
yesterday.
play board games.
Yes.
With friends.
We had
talk
a
about the
board
board
game night and it
game.
was the best thing we've ever done. If you don't do board game nights, you should.
This game though specifically. What is it
Yes.
called? Blood.
It's called Blood on the Clock
Blood
Tower.
on the Clock Tower.
It's like if you took Mafia and then you put it on steroids.
yeah.
You
Hi,
like
it's a
steroids?
social. I take it every day with my Cree. Creatine.
Oh, does Michael call it Cree?
He didn't want it. I'm like, that's kind of cute. Yo, I gotta take my Cree
Gotta
today.
take my Cree.
It is a social deception game, and you all know how much we love social deception
You know
game.
how
But
much we love to lie to our friends' faces
every day of our lives.
and make content out of it.
Exactly. But there's a
Yeah.
game master, like a storyteller, and then they kind of set the scene and help like get the game going. And there's multiple roles, so it's not just like, oh, I got villager 14 times in a row, which
Yes,
happens
and
to me a lot.
I know. And the thing about Mafia is, okay, you're a detective, you can do something cool. If you're just villager over and over and over, it gets a little bit boring.
I want to make a video on it.
We
Like
should.
a really good film production of that game would be
Mm-hmm.
banger. I
It
didn't
really
know
would.
why the game cost $145
Oh,
until
but
I
it's because
saw
it
it.
comes with so much.
Until
It
I
comes with this
saw it.
huge, like, grimoire, I think is what it's
Grimoire?
called. Grimoire,
Mhm.
yes. Um, and every single person has a role, and it's up to 15 people. So up
20.
to 20.
But then like
And there's different editions,
Mhm.
so different role types as well.
the extra 5 I think are travelers. Like they can come in at any time or something
Oh,
like
that's
that.
so
Right,
cool.
it's super good. I think 10 to 15 would be like a sweet spot.
Mhm.
And it's so fun because the entire game there's no like figures you move or whatever. It's just making conversation,
Yep.
breaking off into private groups and like making conversation and trying to figure out
Sidebarring is a big
sidebarring.
part of it, as opposed to Mafia,
Mhm.
where you're all seated and discussing as a
No,
group.
you have to break off into
Mhm.
smaller groups.
Mhm.
And my favorite part, if you're dead,
Dead. You can
you can
still
still
talk.
talk.
I agree. I think that makes the game,
So much more fun.
yes, and really a step above other deception games. And it almost like it balances out the fun no matter what role you get and no matter when you die,
Exactly.
which makes everybody want to keep playing it over and over and over.
Because I like when you're playing a game with that many players and then like a lot of people are dead, it's kind of like, oh well, what to do now? But this
Mhm.
game, like, you can actually contribute. You can have like one vote if you're dead or something like that. So you still have
Yes.
some kind of power.
Power, yep.
So yeah, highly. If you ever find yourself in a group of 10 to
So
15,
recommended.
honestly, I didn't know a lot of people there too, but it was so fun and just like meeting new people. I'm like, whoa.
Also, just have a board game night. Oh my God, they've brought me so much joy. Shout out to Leslie for hosting them. Love you, Leslie.
We should get her on Sweet and Sour.
We so should.
I like that. Hey
I
Leslie,
like that too.
someone
Leslie,
clip this part and then send it
Leslie,
to
are
her.
you interested in being on a really, really good podcast? It's like
Oh yes,
so
I am.
good.
I want like she's like very
She
like
so would. That'd be
jumpy,
really
yeah,
cute.
super cute. Anyway, so fun. We played for.
We also played Coup. We played Codenames. We played
I
a
didn't
bunch
play
of
those, but yeah, she did. I only
I
came
sure
for
did.
the game and the free food, but it was like 4 hours of just nonstop.
4.
No, the game.
It was more.
We played that game for more than 4 hours.
Did not. I think we stayed till 1 a.m.
Maybe
I
like
got there
5,
at 7.
4 to 5 hours. Yeah, it was
But
fun.
that's how really, really, really fun it is.
And I've been told that there are like more stuff to it. We're just playing like
Yes.
the simplified version right now,
Mhm.
but there's like I've seen the other rules.
Same.
Shit gets crazy.
It has so much depth, which I think is really fun. Oh, and the other best part about it, if you're feeling overwhelmed by all the levels or layers to it, everybody gets this sheet of paper that shows every single role.
Yes, I like
So while you're
that.
playing, you can reference it. You can
Mhm.
reference what you do. You can kind of almost keep mental note of, oh, someone claimed this role, someone claimed this role, and the sections that they're in. So it's so, so, so great. I really highly recommend it. I wish they'd sponsor us, but I don't think they do things like
I
that.
totally get why people do like board game nights. Like I see on Twitter. Oh my gosh, Binky.
Binky is begging. Oh, yay, he hopped up. That makes me so happy. I've been thinking about getting a dog. Should I?
You want him?
Why not Temmie, huh?
She and I are like soul bonded.
Oh, you really are. Honestly, I would take Binky. But obviously you can't split them up, so.
No, yes, she would be.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you can?
I have this theory that the quality of my Temmie's life
Uh-huh.
went
down?
because of him.
No, that's not how it works. Companionship brings you more.
They're not friends. I don't know how to describe. They like
I'm
tolerate
sure-
each other.
I'm sure they're used to
They're
one
used.
another like siblings.
But sometimes like I can't bring her
Mhm.
because like then I'd have to bring him. But so you have to babysit your younger brother. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Okay, he's
I
the
love them so much.
losing
These are like
her.
my dogs, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, godmother.
Yeah, my part-time dogs.
Yo.
Speaking of godmother and mothership in general.
Oh, what? You be a hot mom?
Yeah, Lily was saying I'd be a hot mom. And I was like, oh my
Okay,
God, really?
this is how the topic started. We were looking at so we take a Polaroid picture at the end of every episode, or we try to. I think we missed like 2 or 3.
1 or 2, but
Yeah.
no biggie.
Like one in Macau. I know I took that on my phone, and I was going to print it out and make it look like a Polaroid. But then I thought, like, I am way too lazy for that, so it's on my phone.
We could ask someone too.
Yeah, but then I have to
And-
send it to the anyway. It's like this whole shipping.
Uh-huh.
And she's looking at these photos, and you know how Polaroid photos have this sort of like greeniness, like,
And this
nostalgia factor?
contrast and
Yeah.
everything just looks like you were happier in the Polaroid. And
Yeah.
maybe you were and maybe you weren't, but at least it looks it.
And in the picture, she took a she's like, "Oh, look at this one," and it's Poki being pretty as all. I mean,
Oh
nothing's really changed. But then I
my
was thinking, like, one
god! I love
day when
you.
you have children, your children are gonna see this Polaroid. I go,
These are the yeah, she
"Mhm,
was saying these are the kind of photos you show your kids.
yeah, mom, you were so hot." I mean, you're still hot. No, I guess they wouldn't say that.
Yeah, I don't know if
Sorry.
I would want my kids being like, "You're so
Mom, you were so
hot,
I think they would say,
mom.
like, "You were so pretty."
You're so
Yeah, because like,
pretty."
have you seen
Yeah.
pictures of your parents when they were young? I
Mhm.
saw them when they were my age, and I'm like,
And you almost see them completely differently. It's
yeah,
like,
you
whoa.
were, wow, so
Yep.
young.
Yep.
And now they
And now you're so old and fugly, is what I said, Lily. Is what I told Lily. I was like, oh, that's what
I
they're
don't
gonna
think that.
say.
No, 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 no.
Crazy,
Then I
crazy.
was saying how I think Pokey would be a hot mom. Like, dude, your mom's Pokemon? Oh shit!
Crazy.
I just binged all her Among Us videos while I was high last night.
I feel like maybe it'd be Fortnite, but
Oh
who
yeah,
knows?
Fortnite. I don't know.
I guess it depends when I have a kid. Jesus.
It's interesting because like we're growing up in a time where everything is more documented than when we
Yep.
were
And
children.
you really can look back on it at any
Yes,
time.
so a lot of our lives are documented and stuff, and I don't know, it'll probably be lost in like the sea of millions of things that people upload. But it's cool that the option is there. Like I wish I could see my parents in HD as well, but
True.
I can't. I
Do
see like
you?
old grainy pictures of them, and I'm like, well, that's cute, but
It really is.
mm,
Do you think there will ever be a trend on the internet where old content starts going viral again?
I bet. Like I was thinking about you know how sometimes in TikToks or wherever suddenly old songs go viral.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how those people feel, right? Like they're like just chilling, and all of a sudden their royalties from Spotify,
Go. Pew.
and they're millionaires
Oh,
because it
hell
went
yeah.
viral from a song that came out in the 80s or something like
Mhm.
that. Oh, pray Dreamy Night 20.
Guys, please tag Dreamy Night in all your IG stories, reels, and everything else.
So it's like a what if thing. I think there's a good chance, yeah, like anything
I
can
was
pop
thinking
up.
that because you mentioned the old Among Us videos, but also I have two pieces of TikTok tea for you.
Oh.
So I believe there was a documentary on Hailey Bieber and how she became Justin Bieber's girlfriend.
Sorry, I have a question.
Yes.
Is she
Sorry,
the
wife.
one who had the Hailey Bieber smoothie, the strawberry
Yes.
smoothie?
Yes, a
That shit was
delicious smoothie.
so
It's good.
expensive. Oh,
It's
sorry.
pretty yummy though. I swear
20
it's
no
pretty
no
yummy.
one should pay $20 for a smoothie. I'm just putting my foot down.
Just LA Erewhon
Nobody should pay
prices.
$20
It's
for a smoothie.
organic.
Or yeah, I tried it
Apparently
once.
there's like a whole avocado in there.
I
or
didn't
something.
even buy it actually. I made Toast buy it for me.
As you should.
And it was good, don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
But okay, anyway, that's the Hailey Bieber.
Ah, yes. So Hailey Bieber is Justin Bieber's wife.
Yes.
I think she just had a baby,
A
actually.
little baby Bieber.
Mhm. And before Hailey Bieber, Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber were big time dating.
I
Super
remember
publicly.
this, yes.
And the documentary basically tries to frame her as someone who has intentionally been going after Justin for like a decade.
Wait,
Like
what?
since she was in her teens.
Wait,
And
this
like,
is an official documentary?
no, no,
Oh,
no,
no,
no. It's a
no, okay.
YouTube documentary.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
And it just details things like old tweets where she was asking what hotels he's staying at and how she maybe copied Selena Gomez, certain outfits she wore, certain tattoos she got, things like that, and how at the end of the day, I mean, she did end up with the guy. So there's that, and I think the reason it went viral again is because someone cut it up and re-uploaded it onto TikTok. And that's where it started gaining a lot of traction. But the video is like 6 months to a year old, the original one. So I wonder if that'll happen with anything else. And also, that's my first TikTok tea for you.
Wait,
Mhm.
what do you think about it? Do you think there's any merit in that? Because, it's easy to cut up something and make someone look fucking crazy, right? What do you think?
So because, respectfully, it's a YouTube documentary, I do tend to take it with a grain of salt.
We can
'cause I
talk about
think
that after.
It's so easy to frame things a certain way.
Yes.
And when there's no one double checking the facts or no one really being held accountable if things are slightly off, um, it's easy to frame things in a way that they are not. I think there are probably some things that are true. Like, yeah, she probably was a big fan of his when she was a teen, but I'm sure a lot of girls were.
Wasn't Marcy a fan of PewDiePie?
I think so.
Yeah, now they're married. And, dude, have you seen their like every time you go?
Their babe is so
Oh, they have
cute.
like the
They have
perfect
such a cute
life. Their
life in
life is so
Japan.
beautiful.
Okay,
They're beautiful.
I know it really is so cute, but sometimes I think I recall hearing or seeing some kind of tweet about maybe he was gonna move, and so I'm like, oh, maybe their life isn't as perfect as it
We
seems.
don't know that,
We
yeah.
don't know anything.
But from the
That's the
outside,
crazy part.
He made like a follow-up YouTube video saying like he decided and they decided
That
to
he
stay.
would stay, yeah. But
Yeah.
do you know why?
I think it was just because they were thinking about moving to Europe to be closer with like his side, like their side of the family,
Aw.
because that's where they all live.
Mhm.
But I think they just like their life in Japan so much, so they're like, we'll just.
So I
stay.
guess it is really perfect,
Bro.
huh?
bro wanted life.
Mhm.
Like, damn.
Very true.
Anyway,
And I guess ultimately I assume that if we can watch a documentary about this stuff on YouTube and all this information, is it not information that Justin himself has access to and Haley herself? And I'm sure it's something that they've talked out. No. For me, one of the weirdest things was Selena has a G tattoo behind her ear. And then like a month or two later, Haley Bieber also got a G behind her ear.
oh,
And
interesting.
they're both similar-ish, like cursive.
What does the G represent?
So, for Selena, it represents, I think, her
God.
sister,
Oh,
Gracie.
Gracie, my bad.
We
Sorry.
love God, Stan. And then for Haley Bieber, it's like her pastor's daughter that passed away or something like that. I did see in another TikTok, not in the original documentary, which I do feel they should show this, but apparently it was a collection of like 10 or 20 people slash celebs who all got that G tattoo for this pastor's daughter.
Okay, so that's a little, I don't know.
So I'm like,
Kind
oh,
of like
maybe
God
let
in
that
case.
slide.
Yeah.
A lot of it is just framing it as ooh, she was trying to meet him. She was trying to be at the same places. And then just trying to compare like, oh, Selena wore this outfit, and then 2 years later, Haley wore the same outfit.
2 years.
Yeah,
later.
sometimes it'll be a month, but a lot of the time it's like a year or two. And I'm like, does this frame it a lot worse than it really is? Potentially.
Well,
Yeah.
they seem happy,
They do.
and they're having a kid,
They
and
did.
they're living life. So
They are. So who
Good luck to
really
them.
knows? I can only assume that they've discussed whatever
Probably,
weird
yeah.
synchronicities might have occurred in the past. And if they haven't, well, not my relationship.
It's
not
their
my problem.
relationship. What are you?
Oh, holding my hand. Oh, I know. It's
What is he
incredible.
What is
Audio
he?
listeners, the Binky's holding my hand. Oh, he let go. Oh, he holding it again. Now he's licking it.
He's been losing hair. You can tell.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, we think it's allergies.
Are you stressed, sweetie? It's okay. I know there's a recession coming. But you don't pay taxes. I think you forgot. Now his hair is going to grow back.
I hope so.
So, yes, TikTok tea of the week. There's this Asian couple that's been going giga viral because everybody thinks the guy sucks and the girl deserves better.
Wait, what?
So, how do I even summarize this? Long story short, it's this couple, they make some content together, they have a podcast together, and the wife is a content creator. The guy is technically unemployed. And he's like 4 years. I know.
They're just
Staff
like,
is whispering, like, yeah, we fucking hate him, right?
Go on.
The guy, I believe, is 4 years older than her. And she is currently working 2 jobs, pregnant. And basically, people are like, you're doing so much and he's not doing enough. And they're taking certain clips and things that he's done or said or things that have happened between them and just really pointing out how they feel that he's not a good enough partner for her. An interesting part of this is he technically doesn't have a job, but he's a pastor. People started watching his lectures for parts where he's talked about his wife that like didn't seem so nice. And honestly, I can't entirely tell whether this is severely taken out of context or if she does indeed deserve better. A prime example of some of the moments that have gone viral is the first night back home that they were married or moved into their new place. Maybe just moved in. Fact check that if you're going to clip it. But Yeah, their first night together, they moved into this new place and they had just like a little love couch seat and a bed or like a mattress, no bed frame, nothing crazy. And the guy, this was during the pandemic, he had bought a PC. And I think he didn't have one before, but he bought a PC, play games with his friends and whatever, everybody's home, yada yada. So it's their first night together and he starts gaming at maybe like 8 p.m. or something. She goes to bed at like 1 and he's still gaming and she's like, "Oh, it's fine. He'll probably like latest go to bed at like 3." But apparently she's a light sleeper and so he's just clickety clacking, which I can relate. He's clickety clacking and she just cannot sleep. She's hearing the noises, the lights are bright, whatever, and she's just like building resentment in the bed.
Question: is the gaming setup like in the room?
Yes.
They don't have a separate area for him to
No.
game. Ooh, that's
Yeah,
not
not
good.
ideal.
That's not
Not
good.
ideal.
Okay.
Well, I hope they fix that
Yeah.
since then. So yes, the gaming setup is in the bedroom. She can't sleep. At 3 a.m., she's a little fed up. She's like, "Wow, 3 a.m. I still can't sleep. Whatever. I'm gonna let him do his thing, and I'm gonna go to bed on the love couch, love seat thing, like kind of a smaller
Mm-hmm.
couch in the living room." So she goes, curls up real small, falls asleep. He wakes her up at 7 a.m. So he gamed all the way till 7 a.m. And he's like, "Why are you here, honey?" And she's like, "Well, I couldn't sleep in our bed because you were being too loud and it was just too much." But yeah, the whole thing is just, oh, he didn't notice till 7 and he made her sleep outside. And it's tough because I can see this being just like him losing track of time and the one time he really got to game with his friends and maybe he didn't realize that she couldn't sleep. I don't know. Or it could be that he's really inconsiderate. I don't know. What do you think?
They need another room for that.
They do, they do, they do. Don't be doing that.
Oh, I do feel if you're gaming and like it's keeping them up, you would try to look for solutions to that, you
Or
know,
discuss
or
it.
discuss it. Like,
Yeah.
hey, maybe I should play like in the living room or something. I don't know how their house setup is though, so I can't tell.
Do you guys recall anything else that's been going viral about this couple? To me, the most interesting part of this whole ordeal is it's not so black and white.
Mm.
It's not like, oh, he's like abusing her
Mm.
or something. It's more like the intricacies of the detail, the inconsideration, the fact that she's providing even though she's pregnant. It's like it's these little things that I think to me I find it interesting because it's almost a reflection of what people expect in relationships and how those things change over the years and what we're willing to put up with and what we're not. I also feel though that it's really really hard to judge a relationship by like just one point
I
in
agree
time
with.
of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes people just go through struggles and sometimes someone has to give more in a relationship than someone else. So do you guys know more about the details?
Yes, I've been very invested
Okay.
into this.
Oh, hell yeah.
I think the biggest thing too is like a lot of these clips, like the one that Poki was talking about, came from their podcast because they have a podcast together
Mm-hmm.
and they kind of talk a lot about like their issues and what they've overcame. So a lot of those are also being taken out without any like context. So then it's like, oh, they could talk about an issue and talk about how they resolved it, but the resolvement wouldn't be included in the clip, of course. One of the clips I saw trending was one of his like preachings while he was a pastor, and he like was talking about how he was learning Korean and how he grew up not like somewhere in the Midwest and never was exposed to it, and so he was like how he's actively trying to learn it now. And the phrase was like, but there's this person that lives at my house that cackles each time I try to say a word and blah blah blah. And he goes on to describe how like his wife kind of unmotivates him from learning Korean and whatever cuz she always laughs at him, takes out his phone to record him and like humiliates him by like some of the words he said. But
I recall this, and I recall he specifically described her as cruel.
yeah.
There's a cruel person in my house where every time I try to practice my Korean as I'm learning, they laugh at me. They say it's so funny how I'm talking, and they record me. And for me, it was so confusing because on one hand, that isn't, to me, an instance where one person is like super clearly in the wrong. Is she trying to be funny, but it's inconsiderate? Is it mean of him to call her cruel in his, what is a pastor speech called?
Sermon?
In his sermon? And to like air out dirty laundry. Is he trying to be funny by talking about how his wife is making fun of him and it's just not landing right? It just seems so, I don't know. Am I relationship illiterate? I found it a little, all of it confusing.
Well, like the only instance I'd say that about my SO is if it were in like a very playful manner.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh yeah, there's this like bitch who lives in my house. He keeps laughing at me, and I'm like, I don't want to do it anymore. Like, I can see myself like
Yeah.
saying it in a funny manner to not put them down. I think
Yes.
I don't
and
know
I
the
wonder if
tone.
that was the case.
I wonder because I haven't listened to it, so I can't. I can't tell.
Yeah, I think like so from my first time watching it, it was kind of disheartening just because it was like referring to your wife as like this person that lives in my house, this cruel
But
person.
would you not also find that someone laughing at you when you're trying to learn something new could also be disheartening?
I guess
I am not on his side, by the way. I am not on anyone's side. I am but an objective witness trying to understand.
yeah, I guess like if it was my SO, I'd probably feel like a little like, why are you laughing, man?
Yeah,
I'm
girl, I
trying
get so
really
sensitive
hard."
about shit like that. Unless it's clear
Yeah.
that they're joking, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're joking. That's like the biggest thing. Like I can see my
Was she joking when she
Yeah.
was making fun? Was he joking during the sermon? I think they just need to get better at joking.
or communicating.
What the hell?
Poki, did you see her like video, like her response?
No, please show us.
Oh, okay, let me
show
pull
us
it up.
because I looked like a couple days ago and she hadn't posted anything new. So I'm like, oh, I wonder what she's thinking about everything. Lily, this is so exciting.
Alright,
You don't
Kim.
understand the TikTok tea we're going into. Also, I just want to say, like, when I tell you guys, the audience, if you haven't heard of this, I am shocked by how viral this is going. Genuinely. The amount of commentary on these people's relationships and people even like literally just sitting there talking about their thoughts on the situation, hundreds of thousands of likes, millions of views, people like mocking them or making jokes of it. There's even people doing little skits about like when you're a Korean couple and you're like trying hard to make sure that you're not acting like him in your couple. Literally, yeah, like it's going meta.
I'm surprised I haven't heard of this.
Mm-hmm. TikTok, very much so.
I'd love to watch.
I saw this like student saying like grinding hard so my wife doesn't have to work 2 jobs to support us
Oh
or
my
something like that.
fucking god! Holy shit, these views!
7 million views 2 days ago.
This is insane. This is
I'm
viral.
so curious what she has to say.
I took this past week to unplug because my top priority is to protect the peace and the health
Okay.
of my family. But I'm aware of the situation, and I know that many of you come from a place of care, and so just wanted to take the opportunity to clarify some things.
I mean, okay, from
Mm-hmm.
someone who has no fucking idea what this is about, okay?
Mhm.
I don't know, man. She seemed pretty made sense to me.
Yeah,
I don't know. She didn't say anything that I disagree with.
Yeah. Honestly, to me, I'm kind of relieved that it did end up being a situation where they are on the same page about things. She's not like secretly resenting him for things. He's not like really mistreating her. Hey, sometimes people are between jobs. We're about to be in a recession. Economy's ass. It's hard to get a job. And so I almost feel bad that the whole internet was judging him for being unemployed for a period of time. I really think that that was a major part of it. And her having a job and being pregnant, it just like created this narrative of,
Interesting.
yeah, like, oh, you're not a provider and she's pregnant and. And, you know, it did end up apparently being a joke, the whole like cruel
That's what
person
I'm
laughing.
saying.
Same, that's what I
like,
thought too.
I-
And can I just say, if your relationship can make it through going giga viral and having everybody judge you and so many people thinking you should break up, literally millions of people, and you're like, no, actually we're on the same page and we love each other and we understand each other. To me, that tells me it's probably actually a pretty healthy relationship. So, wow.
I've had instances
Wow.
where, like, not to that degree, obviously, but whenever I see, like, yeah, Michael should break up, like, they're not good for each other, blah, 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 I'm like, you don't
Yeah.
really know
Anything.
you don't know what goes on behind the scenes. That's why I think part of me does feel it's important to stand as like a united front in the
Mhm.
public eye
Mhm.
and not show like your like nitty gritty like fights or arguments that you have like
Yeah.
unless you're both past it and you're both
And
like
you both agree.
completely okay and you
That
both
really stood out to me in her
exactly
response
it's
that she said, "There's
consensual
nothing that I say or that he says about each other that
and you
we
check
don't
in
approve of and
yeah
already know." And I'm like,
I'm like that's really healthy
yeah.
like super healthy
What do you think of the fact that it feels like so many people on the internet were being so righteous? Like, girl, we know what's better for you. This guy sucks. And then it turns out, no, actually, we have really healthy lines of communication and it's fine. There have been times where I didn't work and times where he doesn't work, and like,
I
such
think
is
that's what
life.
happens when something goes giga viral. It
Hmm.
reaches more audience than you think. And there's going to be some people who look at it and go, oh, I would never do that. Oh, I can't imagine being in that position. And God knows, I've heard this so many times. I'm like, oh, that's good for
Hmm.
you. It's not your life, though. It's their life. And if
Hmm.
she's saying that,
They're
but I'm
good.
sure there are people who are like, oh, she's being forced to say it. Like he's standing behind a camera with a baseball bat or something. I'm sure there are people who believe this too.
Stop. That's kooky
And maybe,
beans.
maybe I don't know. I'm not like discounting like there could be like external factors, but
I get what you mean.
I can't. I'm not fucking psychic. I don't know these people, so
Instances like this just remind me of how a lot of things online are not what they seem.
no, it's not. But
Yeah.
if they think that they know, you might as well monetize that shit.
Hey, I hope she's in the creator fund.
I was gonna say, I think like when this whole thing blew up, of course, there's like a lot of clips that kind of painted the husband in like a bad eye,
Mhm.
and it was just like kind of being regurgitated and like being like the more and more you see it, the more away from the truth like it started becoming as well, even from like context of the clips and stuff. Like people were making scenarios, and I was like, wait, that didn't even happen in that like in the original
This
podcast thing.
this happens all the time. Where if something, I've seen it happen a
Spreads a
lot.
lot,
Yeah,
misinformation
exactly.
spreads
It like
so
keeps
quickly
spreading
too.
and it's like easy clicks, easy views to keep blah, 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 blah,
Yes.
regurgitating the same thing. And it feels like if you speak out against that, like, hey, why don't we wait for all the truth? And they're like,
Mhm.
oh, you hate women. You're against blah blah. Like I've seen that too. I'm like, this is why like you don't encourage discourse. Like you just want like this train of
You just want this
outrage.
narrative that you can feel righteous about, yeah. That's why even earlier I was afraid of like sounding like I'm on the guy's side and
That's
that
what
I
I hate.
hate pregnant women working 2 jobs. Like that's definitely not the case, but just looking at this from a critical perspective, I'm like, this doesn't seem so black and white to me, one, and two, I feel like there's a little learning lesson here of maybe being a little less judgmental either about other people's relationship scenarios or what you think their scenario is, but also just less judgmental about who you potentially want to be a romantic partner, period. Because to me, this kind of reeks of, those videos where honestly for guys it'll be like, you should never date this kind of a woman, and for girls it'll be like, don't ever date a guy who's like this. It's just when you hold people to such specific standards all the time, it kind of just strips us of our humanity. Like looking at him as just, oh, he's just an unemployed guy who's a pastor. Like, okay, but then you fast forward 6 months and he has a job, they're taken care of, they're in a new home. It's like a person doesn't just come down to their circumstances at one individual moment, and we shouldn't just judge them by that.
Well, see, you're speaking from
Mm.
the mindset of someone who's quite rational and
Oh,
empathetic, in my
my bad.
opinion. What I'm
Anyways, next.
what I'm learning is that a lot of people aren't like that, and they will never be like that.
Never? Don't they just need to learn or something?
Well, I don't know. That's what I thought too. And then as time goes on, I'm like, damn, some of you will never change.
Bro,
And you know
don't
what?
they need to
Whatever.
patch their brain.
Frontal
There's
lobe
new
needs to be
patches. Yeah,
developed.
please.
But it's also again because they went so viral. Like the audience, there's billions of people out
Yeah.
there. Like you're gonna get people who are judgmental or who don't care to, empathize or whatever. That's fine. You just gotta accept that. Hopefully there are more good eggs than that, and hopefully their family works out and everything is good for them. I don't know you
Yeah.
guys. Again,
I am happy
no
to see
clue.
that they're well, though, and that it wasn't an instance where the
First
whole
time
world
I
is
am
like, leave him,
ever
and she
seeing
really
this.
should have. It's like, oh,
But
actually,
her
they're good.
response was good. It was
Super
very
good.
calm, very well thought out. Yeah.
I have more TikTok
Oh
tea
my
for
god,
you,
you guys so
actually.
many
Ooh,
today.
I
Dude,
do.
this is great because I don't browse TikTok.
Good. I mean, I'm not going to have news next week because I'm going to be on TikTok break. So
Okay,
I
how
might as
about
well give you everything now.
how about I go on TikTok this week?
Yes! That's your homework for the week. A lot of
this
TikTok
week I went
and a
on
lot of Twitter, and you need to fill me in on everything.
this week I saw a cat and like this guy went to an island with cats and it was really cute. I'm gonna tell you
Girl.
shit like that.
No, you need to scroll enough to get to like the viral meta shit.
Just get like memes and art stuff.
Fix your For You page for me. Literally look up drama.
Yeah,
TikTok drama.
Okay, tell me your third tea.
Okay, I have tea, and I want to tell you about my nightmare last night. So let's remember that.
Oh, Leah, let's share dreams. I love it.
Oh, let's do it. Let's
Okay.
do it. So, the next TikTok tea. Have you ever seen videos of girls on TikTok that are stay-at-home girlfriends?
What? So like stay at home wife sort of
Mhm.
thing?
Stay-at-home girlfriend.
So okay, sure.
So they're dating someone who makes a lot of money, a millionaire, a multimillionaire, what have you. And because of their partner, they're able to stay at home and be the home taker. Is that the word? The homemaker? The caretaker? The I don't know.
The
They cook and clean.
home
What?
person. Sure, okay.
Is it a homemaker? Not a house sitter.
I understand what you mean.
Yes. So this story in particular details what I would say is probably the most well-known stay-at-home girlfriend. However, she started off as an OnlyFans model.
Okay.
And then she started off as an OnlyFans model and she met this guy who was like 21, I think when she was 24. They fell in love and she gave up being an OnlyFans model in order to be a stay-at-home girlfriend for him.
Okay.
And that was also his preference. However, at the time when she made that decision, publicly, she framed it like, oh, I'm making this decision for myself. I don't really like to do these photo shoots anymore. I have more interest in XYZ, XYZ. But then later on, you'll come to find out that wasn't quite the case. But one thing at a time. So she quits being an OnlyFans model, becomes his girlfriend. And initially, they're making like couple content that's a little, what's the word? A little more spicy, not inappropriate, but more so like, oh, my girlfriend's so hot and I get to be with her all the time and blah, blah, blah. And then they slowly transition to like clean couple content. She started making stay-at-home girlfriend vlogs where she's cooking, she's cleaning, she's making his coffees, she's going to Pilates. And I'm not gonna lie, the video that I watched on this topic was kind of funny because it just trimmed together all the moments where she would say like, I'm doing this for Lucas. I think his name was Lucas. I don't even remember. Lucas. And so it's just her saying his name like a million times, but also being like, we're gonna go golfing later. I didn't join him. He wanted it to be a boys only thing. And then the big kind of climactic moment that went viral on TikTok is, her days consist a lot of self-care, Pilates, taking care of the home and taking care of her boyfriend, and journaling. And in one specific vlog, you see her journal, and it was just clear enough for people to be able to read what the journal said. And so while she's making this content and everybody's like, girl, are you not bored? Or like, are you really happy just taking care of your boyfriend all the time? And she would respond to all these comments like, yes, I feel very fulfilled. I feel like I'm in my feminine energy. I get to do what I want. It's actually really great. She was making this lifestyle sound incredible. But the screenshot of the journal is just her detailing, I'm really unhappy with my appearance. I feel like I lack fulfillment. I don't have enough friends or enough of a social life. All of these very, very sad things and her talking about how unhappy she is with her life. And then she wrote the solution to all of that, which was more self-care, like more facials and baths. I don't know if that's gonna fix the fulfillment, but all power to ya. Anyway, so that was basically her most popular TikTok vlog, obviously, because people were like, girl, we see what's in the journal, you lying. And then months and months and months later, she starts a podcast with a friend. She keeps posting vlogs. She keeps trying to make it seem like, well, I'm so happy being this stay at home girlfriend. They make content together. He makes content alone too. Very like grind set content. Oh my God. He started making videos like, if you're between the ages of 18 and 22, I want you to take women completely out of your life. You should spend the next 5 years of your life solely focusing on yourself. Do not become, you
If
know,
you're between
like,
the ages of 18 and 22, I want you to take men completely out of your life. You should be focusing on yourself, ladies.
yeah. It was a little bit kooky beans, but whatever. And here's the kicker. Months later, she makes a podcast episode about how they were planning a ski trip, but they decided to take a week apart just to get some space. And they were calling every day and texting every day. And then one day, kind of out of the blue, he's like, oh, I need to talk to you. And he breaks up with her during their little time apart. And she's like, her world is flipped upside down because she quit her job. She moved to be with him. She traveled with him for like 95% of the year. Because obviously he's some kind of entrepreneur. And I say that with air quotations and I say that very lightly. And yeah, she basically made her entire life revolve around him. And sure, he took care of her financially during that time. But as soon as they broke up, she had nothing. And although it might seem like, oh, but she's making these TikTok vlogs, she must be making money from that, XYZ. I think there was an article where she said that, at most she was making like 1,000 or two a month, and not really enough to sustain herself. And so when they ended things, and honestly, listening, oh my God, I didn't even tell you the best part. Listening to the podcast where she talks about their breakup is so depressing because apparently what he said was that he had to break up with her because he couldn't get over the fact that when he met her, she did OnlyFans.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
And that's when she said, and I even quit it for him. Like I didn't even want to, but I did it for him. And he still couldn't accept, by the way, they did it over 2 years. Like 2 years, and now you're not okay with what she was doing back then, even though you picked
dated
her.
her.
Like, I
But
know.
you chose to
And
date her.
here's the double kicker. He called it demonic.
You're demonic.
He said that they met in a demonic way. And because the way that they met, I think was through like an OnlyFans manager, which like, hey dude, you're also the one talking
But you
to them.
also chose
Whatever though. And he goes, we met through a demonic energy.
Why did he start the relationship and was okay with her? I don't.
Don't ask me, girly pop. Beyond me. Anyways, I felt really bad for her. You could tell she was so heartbroken in that podcast episode. And she continued to make vlogs about like trying to find herself and, after basically having her world flipped upside down and a lot of tears in those vlogs. Very difficult to even watch clips from that
That's
stuff.
so sad.
It really is so sad. I think she started doing like photo shoots and OnlyFans again and things like that. But it was just so clear to me that she became super, super fixated. And I almost want to say indoctrinated into this idea of a very heteronormative relationship where she has to be super feminine and he has to be super masculine. But then one day when the masculine stops taking care of you, then what? And I think her having to kind of learn and see what happens when she probably never expected to be put in that situation was probably quite the shocker. Though I do have to say, as much as I feel for her and as much as I don't like the way he treated her and some of the things he said, I do feel like she very, very much portrayed a false lifestyle, or at least a false sense of fulfillment for that lifestyle. She pretended to be much happier than she very clearly was. And I think that is, as much as TikTok seem like such like, oh, just quick videos that people see, those kinds of things influence people a lot. To be like, this is a lifestyle that I have and you can have it too. And you'll be so happy when you're not even happy and without talking about the downsides or the risks. I mean, I get it was viral at the moment, but to me, it struck me as a little bit irresponsible or disingenuous.
Do you think it's important for everyone to be comfortable with themselves too, just in case anything goes wrong?
Yeah.
Like it's really important for
Okay,
you to
you
have
know what? I'm
something.
going to say it. Sorry to interrupt.
It's okay.
You
Cool.
can finish.
No, I don't want any more.
Well, now I feel too bad. I can't say it.
I'm PMSing. No, I refuse. The thought is gone.
Okay, well, I refuse.
Okay, fine. I guess this whole podcast is just gonna be silence, huh?
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.
I love you, and I'm sorry you're PMSing. Are you feeling okay?
No, that was a good bit. I like
It
that.
was
That
such a good bit.
I like that. Bad news.
Yes?
I forgot.
I know. No, I know you. When you said you forgot, I was like, I know she really did. And now I'm sleeping on the couch tonight on the love seat.
No. Buy me dinner.
I got you. Okay. I'm going to say it. If you are giving up your ability to provide for yourself or a man or a woman or whoever, your partner, okay? Maybe, how do I say this? Get it in writing? Like that you get something if things don't work out.
So about
Genuinely.
prenups,
No,
back
but
to this
here's the
topic
thing.
again.
If you're doing it for someone who's not your husband, well, you need some sort of, perhaps agreement. Or, girl, is it crazy for me to say allowance? I don't even know. The thing is, like, if you are dedicating your entire life to taking care of another human being, you also need to look out for yourself if things don't work out between you two. I don't know what that looks like. I'm not going to suggest anything because I've never been in that situation. But me personally, that's a little bit how I feel. What are your thoughts?
I was thinking that if things don't quite work out for me, can I be that for you? Like I'll be like
Yes.
cooking and
No,
cleaning,
genuinely,
and you fund
I would
my
love
life.
to have that, but I also would never just leave someone hanging and be like,
Well,
you're
you're on your own
demonic.
now.
You know?
She did the
Even though you
L
gave up your
pose on
whole
her
life for
forehead.
me and now you have no source of income, but you're demonic. I don't know. Like,
I guess it's so like, man, social media is deceiving.
it is. All I'm saying is look out for yourselves.
You
Okay.
for sure look out for yourself.
Mhm. And if you are giving up opportunities for your partner, really, really think twice before you do that. And if you do that, make sure that what you're getting in return is really, really
Worth it for
worth
you
it.
too.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You guys know on Reddit, there's a Am I the Asshole? What?
Sorry, I read so many of these. I think I read.
She already knows them all.
I think
So
I
we
read
can't
every
even read them
single
on the
one.
pod because she has the spoilers.
But if you guys have one that you'd like to submit, please give us so we can go over it,
Let us decide if
And
you're the asshole.
dissected
Mhm,
on
mhm.
the podcast at sweetnsoursocial.
Would you like to be called an asshole by me and Lily Pichu? Well, here's your chance. Submit your story today. Send it to sweetandSourSocial@gmail.com.
There won't be
Mother
any
flippers
assholes because all our listeners are angels.
Are so freaking nice.
So
You're so
good.
sweet. That's why they support us all the time. Thank you. Hey, do you want to hear about my nightmare?
Oh my God, sure.
Actually, let me preface this by giving you a very interesting tidbit. I don't know if this is a cultural or religious thing. But growing up, my parents told me that in our culture, dreams that you have that occur after sunrise don't really mean anything. They don't, in a sense, count. And throughout my life, I've noticed that the weirdest dreams that my mind can conjure tend to happen past sunrise. You know, like if you wake up, not just in the middle of the night, but like in the middle of the morning, you wake up at like 6 a.m. and then you fall asleep again. Or if you have a nap, those tend to be my weirdest dreams. And so this happened to me last night. I fell asleep again at like 6 a.m. and I woke up at 9. Those 3 hours, I was fighting for my life. And you won't believe what I was dreaming. I dreamt that there was a serial killer on the loose, slightly after me, okay? And he was amputated. He had one missing leg and an axe. He would hop around on one leg killing people with his axe. Okay, so in a sense, when he was coming after me, I was like, I think I can outrun him. That was my train of thought in my mind. Okay, but the sadder part was the police would catch him after every kill because he couldn't outrun the police. But then they'd be like, he's mentally ill. So they would put him in like a hospital or a psych ward. And then he would get out of there and he would kill again. And every time he'd try to come after me, but I didn't die the whole dream, which is great. But he killed 11 people and he never got better.
Wow.
What does that mean?
I think it feels like dreams are like your mind's way of just like dumping out just random
I
thoughts.
think that's true because I watched this TV show last night. Really cute K-drama. It's about a trauma surgeon.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the last episode and he had to amputate
You know
someone.
what? That's probably
And I was like,
it.
okay, but why the serial killer vibes? Why did he never get better in the psych ward? This is so
Oh.
sad. Oh my God, I forgot to tell you. After the 11th kill, they were like, 11th kill? 11th murder? This is not a Valorant game. After the 11th murder, they gave him the electric chair. They said, 11's where we draw the line. And it does kind of make you question, how can you judge whether or not someone is capable of recovery and reintegration into society?
See, when I dream, I lucid dream a lot, right? When you said
Yes.
stuff about like, why did he kill? What was his motive? All
Mhm.
of that, right?
You would just ask.
No, so when in my dreams, I think I subconsciously want this to be a good dream. Like I want it to be a good story. I wanted this to be a fucking banger so I can put it in my Apple Notes when I wake up.
So you can put it in the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Or
Nice.
something like that. So I write my dreams down, right? A lot.
Mhm.
And then so in the dream, I think I subconsciously tell myself this needs a fucking ending. What's the motive of this? Like why did she do
Okay,
this? Like I try to
tea.
like map it out
Your
and then let the
storytelling.
yeah, exactly. So when I wake up, the dream makes sense. So I
Mhm.
really I have like lots of stories and I'm like one day this would be a banger of like a comic book or
You
something.
need to read them to us sometime.
But then sometimes I have weird dreams where there's no beginning, middle, end.
Mm.
Like the other day I dreamt I had super glue all over my skin. Like painful glue.
Ew.
And I'm like, I gotta get this off. So I start peeling my skin, but then the glue came off with my skin. And I had to do this all over my body until I was all red and raw and like in so much pain. And I remember taking the last bit of glue off my fingers. I'm like, I did it. And then I woke up. Like, what does that mean?
Lily, are you okay?
Yeah.
Like
No.
in the head.
No, but then like I had that dream because that day I was building a birdhouse with Michael and I got some super glue on my fingers.
I swear sometimes our brain tortures us and I don't know why.
I know, but it's so cool what your mind can think of, no?
Kind of, but I'm surprised that you're able to. Go ahead before you forget.
Sorry, no, you sound like you something that was really
No,
interesting.
it's okay. I'm going to remember.
Oh no, it's been too long.
No, please say it. Don't forget. Did you forget? No!
Guys,
Now I'll never. Next time when I say it before you forget, you better say it. You
Yep.
need to trust me.
But I like
more
what
than
you
you
were saying.
trust yourself.
But I like what you were saying. Keep going.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Because I think I have something to say off of that. So that's why
I don't think so. It was.
it overwrote what I was gonna say. Like the
Oh,
save file
God.
is gone. But
God.
can you say your thing now, please?
Yes, I was going to say, I'm surprised that you can have a dream where you're peeling off your entire skin and you're in pain. For me, in my dream, it always ends right before any pain. I feel like I can't be in pain in a dream.
Oh, interesting.
But what my brain will do instead is like right before a moment of pain, it will slow-mo to an aggravating point. Like if someone is running after me and they're gonna stab me, it will slow-mo the part where they're catching me and they're turning me around and I'm trying to juke and they're about to
Oh.
stab and the knife is so close to me and it's
She's making
making
this-
contact and then I wake up.
Motion of stabbing someone
Yeah.
in slow mo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the visuals, you know? So, yeah, it's really interesting. It does that slow-mo thing, which is weird. But, I don't know if you do this, but also for me, sometimes when my dreams get really bad and it's like, oh, someone's going to kill me, I'll be like, wake up, and then I wake up.
Mm.
Do you do that?
I haven't had a dream where someone's like gonna kill me. What
Or
happens
do
though,
something to you?
is like someone is chasing me, right? They're
Mhm.
gonna kill me.
Mhm.
So I try to hide. That's my first instinct. But these fuckers always
always
know where
know
I am. They're like the movie villains where they always know where you are, and it kills me because in the dream I'm like, oh, let me guess, he's gonna find out where I am, and I call it too. And I'm like, for once, can I have a dream where they don't? Sometimes I do, but like it's very rare. They know what I'm doing at all times, and it
Lily,
makes
can
the
we try
story
something?
very lame. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna try to rewire your brain for your next dream. Okay, listen to me.
I
Lily Pichu,
yes.
you are very smart and very good at hiding. And when you choose a good hiding spot, no one can ever find you.
Mm.
Your Audi is really good at hiding.
Oh my God, Severance.
Your Audi is so intelligent. Your Audi wins all of their hide and seek games.
Yes.
Lily Pichu wins all of her hide and seek
Yes.
games.
Lily Pichu.
If you were running from someone and you hid, they
Yeah.
would never be
They
able
would
to
never
find
me.
you.
Yeah.
And you know how to compact yourself so small and hidden. You'll be very difficult to detect. You're so good at hiding,
I'm so
Lily.
good at
You're
hiding.
so good at
You
hiding.
hear that, Audi
You're
Lily?
so
Or
good at hiding.
Amy Lily, whatever the
Both
heck.
of them.
Both Lilies.
Whoever's dreaming, I don't know which. Okay, and we'll see if in your next you're very good at hiding.
I'm very good at hiding.
You're
They
very
can't catch
capable,
me.
smart, and good at
I'm
hiding.
so fast too.
You're so fast and
Like
you're good
lightning.
at hiding. You're so good at hiding.
All right. Okay, let's
And
see
you're
if
so hidden.
next time
And
I
they
have
won't catch you and
someone
they won't find
chasing
you.
me, I will let you know if
Ooh,
it
I
worked.
can't wait.
Have you
Wait.
ever realized you were in a dream, like lucid?
Yes, but it's been so long I can't recall what I did.
Mm.
Yeah.
I used to have a lot more when I was younger, but now they've tapered off a lot. I miss them so much.
It's the IG reels, sweetie.
Oh God, you stop!
They're rotting our
They're
brain. We
ro-
can't lucid dream no more.
It's like the best shit ever. Okay, I always said Twitter didn't think this was a banger as much as I thought it was a banger. Like I thought it was like a 100K like banger. Nobody thought that.
no one
Nobody
else.
thought that.
Hey, next time that you think you have a 100K banger, let me know so that I can go like it to like push
I don't
the
think you'd agree
algorithm.
either.
What?
I don't think I already tweeted it like a while ago.
No, I know, but just in the future,
Oh.
you gotta send your tweet to me and be like, I think this is a banger, so I can like it and like push it,
I
you know?
understand. Okay.
Supportive. Ally.
The tweet was dreams are AI generated, and I thought that was such a banger because I'm like think about it. They're like, it's like AI generated, right?
But isn't
your
it
mind
just
is like the AI.
I generated? Wait.
Huh?
Yeah, it's just I generated. It's just your intelligence. It's not artificial.
Okay, but like think of like AI generated art and movies and whatever, right? When I look at it, there's like a bit of surrealism to it. That just it gets it from like every resource that they have. But the resource is oh my God, May 19th, 2023.
3.9K likes.
It didn't do well.
I
didn't do
think
well.
what you meant was dreams to life are akin to like AI generated.
Yeah, that's what I tweeted,
photos
man.
To a real yeah, but you didn't know that.
But
That didn't get it across. I get what you mean,
get
but
what you
we need to ghostwrite that tweet again.
Someone
Do you guys have any ideas?
Someone tweeted back, you drinking that NyQuil again?
She might be.
But
That
yeah,
should make you dream.
it reminds me of just AI generated content sometimes doesn't make sense. Like back then, like I mean, I know they do hands really well now, scarily enough, but like when they couldn't do fingers well, when you look at your hands in a dream, you
You're
can't
like,
really
"What is
see the
this?"
fingers. You can't really see like read in dreams, like stuff like that.
No, you're cooking,
right?
but the tweet didn't cook.
Am I in a dream?
The concept cooks, but the wording for the tweet doesn't cook. If you
Yeah.
guys want to rewrite the tweet, please post it in the comments below.
Or
Like,
you
can
could just like my tweet from May 19, 2023.
No, we need to rewrite it.
I'm gonna post a link though just in case.
Also, I heard this before. I don't know if it's true, but did you know apparently all the faces that you see in dreams are people that you've seen before? Like your
Mm.
brain can't make new faces.
I can believe that because
That's kind of what you mean by AI generated. It's pulling it's pulling from other sources.
yeah, and they're just like making this
Mhm.
like weird,
That
again,
sometimes doesn't really make sense.
surreal like sort of thing. But sometimes the things that your mind can think of is fucking nuts.
Maybe something like my dreams are like shitty AI art.
I
Because there is
like,
something kind of scuffed or shitty about
I
it.
like that. But sometimes it's really good though. Like
Hey.
once I dreamt I was like a little girl, but it was like a third person point of, but also I was her at the same time.
Ooh, I love that.
It was weird, but I was like someone else.
You see them, but you are them too.
and I lived through her life, in this like alternate
The
universe.
whole thing?
Yeah, till she died in the streets. It was
Oh.
fucking nuts,
Oh,
though.
she had to dead it?
Yeah, she
That's
died.
crazy.
But it
Poor
was like
girl.
one of those dreams that I woke up from and my head really hurt. And I'm like, I feel like I just lived someone else's life.
Okay, but you did.
Kind
Mentally.
of, in like
Yeah.
AI sort of manner, yeah.
Two things I for sure want to do. I would like to see. We gotta watch that video of the guy.
What is
that
this?
one. It's so funny.
Can I
girl.
watch it? Can I watch it?
This is almost more TikTok tea, but it might be IG real tea. I don't know. We're having such a good TikTok time. Okay, you need to watch this. This went viral.
I'm sorry. He does this at 3:50 a.m.
Wait, can
No,
we
you fucking
can we go
don't.
back? Can we go back to the beginning? And then okay, so this is 700 million. I've never seen that many views on Twitter. So somebody took this guy's short form piece of content and posted it on Twitter. And it went so viral. It has 200,000 likes, but 700 million views. Those
That is-
numbers aren't adding up, but
700 million is
but
nuts.
it really is. I don't think I've ever seen
I
700 million
Yeah,
views.
that's insane.
It's
on
also because
Twitter.
people can repost the same video on a different tweet. So then this same video is
Oh,
going to
so people
generate more
kept
views,
reposting it.
and then another tweet can have like 500k likes or 100k likes or 1k likes.
Interesting.
Okay.
And
okay.
yes. And can you describe for the audio listeners what's happening? Go
I
ahead.
haven't watched this, so this is my first time watching it. It's like a buff man looking at himself in the mirror, and there's a
He
text that
has
says
lip tape on.
Oh, that's lip
and
tape.
nose tape
and
on.
nose tape, and it says 3:52 a.m. on the
And
screen.
this is supposed to be his morning routine. Let's watch it.
He's shirtless, by the way. His boobies are jiggling. He's brushing his teeth. They're still jiggling. What the hell? Is that water from a bottle? Oh, he's water from a bottle? 4 a.m.? He's going out to the balcony of it. What are you doing? You're doing push-ups? Are you serious? 4:17 a.m. He looks at the camera, takes a breath. 4:38 a.m. He's sitting at the desk meditating. 4:42 a.m. He's
The Van Cleef bracelet.
writing. What is he watching?
Something about the Lord.
5:30 a.m. What are you doing? Are you making
Makes
an
an ice bath for his
What?
face.
Okay, he's putting on
Puts on
clothes at
shorts.
6 a.m.
His shirt says worthy ...
He's gonna go running. He's putting. Oh my god. Oh no, he's going out. Okay. Oh, he's at the gym at that time. Ends at 7:30 a.m.
7:30 he
leaving.
steps
Oh,
outside.
he's
to the
going to
pool.
swim. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I
What?
saw that. I need to say that too.
He takes a shower. It's 8:30 now. Dude still hasn't eaten. Oh,
Why
there we go.
is his watch on in the
Did he-
shower?
I'm sorry. Pause it. Pause it. Pause it.
Wait, yeah, can we
Pause
go
it.
back? Was that a banana?
Did he rub a banana peel on his face? Did I see that right? Why? Is that good for your
I
skin?
missed that.
Is this like some secret skincare technique? Because I'll fucking start doing that. Can you rub banana peels on your skin? Like, is that a thing?
I like that he ate it too.
Honestly,
He said 2 in
I
1.
kind of like that because
Skincare and snack.
exactly, he's not wasting any part of the
Wait.
banana.
That's
Pretty good.
That's a concept you could trademark. Skincare and snack. The best part is
Is that avocado toast?
I'm so confused because you see him make the breakfast and then it seems like a woman is giving him the breakfast. So
No,
did you make it or
I
did
think, I think
she?
the woman made it. The woman made it.
Oh, never mind. Oh my God, is that a stay-at-home girlfriend? I hope she has a prenup. Okay, I need to mention a funny detail. Another thing that went viral about this, I think that's why it accumulated in 700 million views. If you see the part where he's jumping in the pool, when he starts jumping and he's in the air, it says 7:36. And then it cuts to him still in the air and it says 7:40 and he died. So people were like, he was in the air for 4 minutes. He was floating for 4 minutes. So funny.
I just think that if you're waking up at 3 a.m., like, are you okay?
Girl, go to bed.
I don't understand that.
That
Oh, that's so
best 4
funny.
minutes of my morning routine.
Oh, that's so funny. Dude, Poki.
Yeah?
Patreon video. I'm
Mhm.
gonna rub a banana on my face,
Please.
and then like I'll tell you guys if it works.
Girl, you gotta. It's funny to me to think that this is just some dude who like filmed himself throughout the day trying to look inspirational. And then, he just innocently edited it, put a bunch of different timestamps, trying to guesstimate how long he spent on his balcony or floating in the air before diving into the pool, whatever, right? And it just goes giga viral because of the timestamps kind of being funny.
Honestly,
So funny.
good for you, man. I hope he's happy. What's your routine? Do you do anything when you wake up? Like,
Girl, who gives a fuck? Um, is he faking it?
no.
Is the
Now
better
I need to
question.
know what your routine is.
Girl, who gives a fuck?
Me.
Aw. Okay, I'll tell you everything. So I like.
I don't care anymore. So do you think he's faking it?
I think it's like half fake. You probably don't do that half the time. Obviously, the times are clearly inaccurate. Exhibit A, you floating for 4 minutes. I also think like I'm kind of tired of content where people are trying so hard to seem inspirational. Because if you're actually doing that every day, like sometimes it's almost NPC-esque.
You have to set up a camera for all those angles. Like, you know
Yeah.
that. That's what I was thinking of when I was watching him. Like, you had to set up so many shots for that.
And so it's almost like, are you really doing the thing or just trying to look like you're doing the thing? And also, is it even fun to have such a rigid life? I don't know. Am I being a hater?
Some people like that. Again, billions of
I-
people, right?
I'm a big fan of morning routines. I just think the way that they're portrayed sometimes in these videos are so insanely unrealistic. On top of that, you know what? I'm going to shut up before I say something that gets
I-
me in trouble.
It's unrealistic that most people aren't going to be doing that. But I don't watch it thinking like I could do that. I watch it because it's like fascinating, you know?
That's true,
Right.
especially the banana peel.
Dude, I need to know,
Hmm.
Mr. Ashton Hall, why
What's
did you
the
rub
banana
a
peel
banana
about?
peel on your face?
I will say, to be honest, he seems like a nice dude.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like, it's his
Yeah,
life.
I
If it
think
makes him
he's
happy,
just- He's
go
just
for
trying
it,
to.
man.
He's
There's-
trying to be like cool dude, cool
Mhm.
inspirational dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you this when we talked about severance. If you could sever yourself,
I would sever myself and make myself work out all the time. Well,
Dude,
not all the time, but
okay,
like once a day at
okay,
least.
me being severed Poki, fuck, I gotta run the treadmill every time I wake up.
Yeah.
That would suck
Oh my
for
God. But then
her.
that person would just. I love severance because it really does pose so many good moral questions about if you were able to split your consciousness and how we should value or treat this other consciousness. So you know what? I just wouldn't do it.
No, I would never do it.
It
You're
ain't
making
right. It ain't
two
right.
consciousness
And then you're making
in
them
your
do
body.
something. I have seen some funny videos though where it's like making my innie get a Brazilian. Making my innie do my homework. Making my innie really anything.
It's just like it doesn't work because you're making. It feels like you're making a person at that point, and you're making them do all the shit you don't want to do. So they probably don't want to do it too. Like like it just feels.
But then
bad.
again, what if they don't know any better? So is their pain lesser than your pain doing
You're
it?
making yourself
Mm.
like a servant, essentially.
It ain't me if it ain't me.
I don't know. I don't think I could do it. I did joke though. Like, yeah, every time I sever myself, they have to stream.
Oh my God.
They have to play fighting games for like 20 hours. So the
But
muscle
you like
memory.
fighting games for. Oh, so you get the muscle memory.
Exactly.
Wait, that's smart, actually. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching today's episode. I just want to thank you guys so much for watching in general because this podcast has become such a great source of joy for me.
Aw.
I love spending time with you. I really do. Especially when I was looking at the Polaroids, I feel like I was just transported back to every single episode we filmed and how happy I was to have filmed them and just how proud I am of every episode we've done.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, hi. Okay, I just said hi to future Poki. She just visited this pocket of memory.
She did.
She did. You're like 40.
She said, hey!
You're 40
Oh
and you're really hot.
my God.
And you
I
have a
think
kid.
you're manifesting a great future for me. 1 kid or 2
You have a second, like,
on the way?
no. You have a second, yeah.
I have
Because-
2?
But the second was really pretty young, like 2 years old, maybe.
Oh my God, I had a kid at 38. Anyways, legit, I love the Sweet and Sour Pod. Thank you guys for supporting us. And I don't even know what else to say. I'm
Gonna keep
just having a
yapping on the
moment of
Patreon.
gratitude.
Bye.
See you guys next time. And for everyone else, see you on the Patreon. Oh, you don't know what's going on the Patreon? You big loser? Well, here's a preview.
She doesn't mean that.
I don't.
She
I
don't
do.
mean
I
that.
don't. I don't. But I do as a joke, but I don't.
Bye.
I miss you.
What are we doing for Patreon?
Showing toes.
I
Sorry.
would have said I don't think they make them that big.
And
At
that's
least go the
why
other
Michael loves
way.
you.
I had met some of the most entitled fuckers. I love how he says my dad and my mom.
I think he's implying you're adopted.
and I'm
Lily.
like, what the fuck am
Did
I?
you know you're adopted, Lily?